Hello, welcome back to my video tutorial. See, uh, we have talked about how to get elevation data from Google Earth in our previous tutorial. So some of you have seen probably the flow chart. We already talked about how to get data from Google Earth and process the data using GPS visualizer and TCX converter. So we are done with that part. So now we have a point shapefile already prepared, and we are going to make out of point shapefile various kind of maps such as the 10 raster DEM contour maps, topographic profile, and we'll see how far we can go with this. So to do that, as you have seen, this is our Lock Haven campus, and I've collected data, Google data from this area. Let me give you a sneak peek as to what we have done so far. So these are the points where we have collected X, Y, and Z data being the elevation data. By the way, Z data could be water depth, could be pollution concentration, anything else. So now that we have a point shapefile with Z values, we can use that Z values to make various kind of terrain maps. So we have done just that, like just to give you a sneak peek. So what is coming? So we prepared a contour map. So these are in meters. 175 contour is here, concentric contour here, behind Zimmerly. And this is our residential halls here, and science center is way down there. And this is our west branch of Susquehanna. We have also created a 10 map. So 10 is triangulated integrated network. This is a vector data, but topological data. We can use these to create digital elevation model raster data out of 10, and then also can do a topographic profile on it. We have also prepared a digital elevation model from the point data. So that's what as a sneak peek, and we are going to work on a new project along with you to prepare some of those things. So here we are. I have an Arcmap opened up already, and I have the right toolbar and extension checked out. So let's add the data. We will be adding. I put my data in a GIS folder here. So I will uh, add those point data. That's how I do add the point data. And now that we do have the point data, we can make them into a tin file. To do that, we need a tool, Art Toolbox. Let's click on the Art Toolbox and go to our Three-D Analyst toolset, which is here. And in 3D Analyst, we need to click on Data Management and then 10 and then Create 10. So here we are going to create a 10 in this folder here that I've been saving my data. So we want to give it a name. We want to give it a name, maybe Lock Haven 10. Say Yes, and coordinate system here is optional, but we can define the coordinate system as being a geographic coordinate system, and we can add the input data, which is Lockhaven. And here in the height field, you have to change it. You have to change it to uh, altitude. Also, the tag field need to be changed to altitude as well. So once we do that, we um, we can run the 10 analysis. Let's see what it does. So here you have it. So you see you have a beautiful 10 uh, layer that we have created out of our point data. So once we have 10, we can use this file to convert it into raster. Again, we go back to our 3D analyst toolbar and we go to conversion. We go from 10 to 10 to raster, right? So input 10 is Lockhaven 10 and output raster is let's say Lockhaven DEM. It's a float, it's a linear, by the way. There are natural neighborhood and linear. Linear is the best method for this. Let's see why it is not liking it. So we'll say Lockhaven DEM. We don't want to deal with anything else, so just hitting OK. And we have a tin to raster file, which is, let me show you that file. So here's the raster file. If we uncheck the tin, then we can see the raster file black and white, but we can choose a color ramp for it, whatever you like. So here is a color ramp. So you can see this is the digital elevation model raster here, and then elevation is varying between 165 to 202 meters, that is, and this is the river area here. Actually, we can add a base map for context. So let's add a base map. Any map really you want for this area. So just to show you, here is Lockhaven area, and that's where our raster data is. Now that we have the raster data, we can do several things. We can actually create a contour map out of the raster data. So that's what we'll do next. For that, we'll have to go back to the spatial analyst tool, surface tool, and contour here. So our raster is Lockhaven raster, and we are going to call it just contour contours. Contour interval, let's say do maybe 2 meters. It's a good interval here, and we just want to uh, hit OK, and you can see it created a beautiful contour map here for us. So let's see if we can label the contours. Go back to the properties of that layer, and here is label. So we want to check label, and we want to label it by contour, and you can change the font size and everything else you want, but I'm not going to worry about that. Just see. So here these contours are nicely labeled. So now we have prepared from the point data a contour map, a digital elevation model, and also a 10. We can Next thing we can do is show you a couple of topographic profile. For that you need 3D analyst toolbar. From the 3D analyst, so you need to click this interpolate line, and let's say if we want to go from west side across the river to the island there. So along this line I want to create a topographic profile. So let's do this here, topographic profile, and you can see it created a topographic profile. And if I stretch it to the length of the line so that you can see things better, you can see as we are going from west to east, you can see the contour values are decreasing gradually and then coming into the river and then going into the island. So here is the river. So it's like the uh, natural levee, and this is the river. So you can study also the geomorphic feature from topographic profile, contour lines, and such. Let's do another uh, contour line. Maybe this time we want to go from this corner to this corner here. So again, we do another quickly topographic profile, and here is the topographic profile, and you can see this is fairly flat but gradually going downhill to the bank of the river. By the way, you can right click on this graph and you can do a lot of things. You can print it, you can copy as a graphic to put it in your report, add to your layout view if you are printing a poster, or you can save that, you can export that. Once you export it, you can export even the data as Excel or CSV format so that you can work on this graph in another environment like in Excel, which will give you a lot more flexibility. So here we have it. Let's end it here, and we will pick up some other topic in our next video or tutorial. Thanks for watching.